Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, February 27th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias you can follow me on. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over in there if you'd like to see what I get up to during the week. Cat pictures, home improvement pictures, all that kind of fun stuff. I also have show notes. Links to things that I will be talking about will be in my show notes. They are linked on my blog, which the link to that will be down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. I also work at a yarn store. It is called Pearly Girls. It is in Spring, Texas, and I will leave all the various social media and website information, all the various places if you would like to check us out either online or in person. Either or would be amazing. I'm also a knitting pattern tech editor. I have a knitting pattern tech editing business. It is called Graceful Edits, and if you are interested in either having a pattern tech edited that you have designed, or if you know someone that needs a tech editor, please let me know. I have all my information under the Graceful Edits tab on my blog. We have so much to talk about. I've been gone for 3 weeks, and we just have so much to get into, so let's not dilly-dally. If you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, maybe you are preparing dinner, maybe you are, or a meal, or whatever you are doing, maybe you're baking. I have baking plans later today, yes, you do all of those things, none of those things, whatever brings you joy, and hopefully some rest, or if not, maybe I'm helping you get through a not as much fun task, and you can come and join me back. You can come and join, what do I say? For some crafty chat. You can do all those things and those things, and come back and join me for some crafty chat. There we go, it's been a while, goodness gracious. It's been a while. What have I done? A lot of things. Had my birthday, traveled to see my family, celebrated Valentine's Day, got my ears pierced. I've got 2 new piercings in each ear, or 1 in each ear, I should say. Cast on a bubble cardigan, which is very exciting, and I cannot wait to show you. I finished quite a few things, mainly 3 things, but still quite a few things. One of them is a languishing lip. I've already done the laundry. I did it earlier, and so we don't have to deal with the dryer. How exciting. It's the little things, you know. What else have I done? We have done some home improvement. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that we recently had a furniture addition to our kitchen, which is very exciting. I won't really talk about that here, but I am very excited about it. So, probably will be making banana bread later. We have some very ripe bananas that need to be used. If not, they will go into smoothie bags in our freezer. What else? What else? What else? I can't think of anything else. What shall we talk about first? Oh, obviously when we went to visit my parents, we went and visited Maker and Stitch, which of course was wonderful. And I do have new cast on from that as part of my birthday present from my parentals. So, hi, how are you? It's been a while. I don't really know what to say or what to do. It's warm here. We're having some little cold fronts coming this week. Will it rain? Will it not? I don't know. I thought of something funny to say about the springtime and like the weather changing earlier, but I've completely forgotten it. So I do apologize. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know if it actually was funny, but I thought it was pretty funny. But I've forgotten it. Oh, I remember what it was. I saw a dead bug on the window, and that reminded me. You know, as you do. as the springtime comes and is at hand, and I know it's not that way for everybody, but for us here in Houston, it is. We've already had our first wasp inside the house incident, and already first spider inside the house, a very large spider, because things are getting warmer. Thankfully, Sam was here for both of those events, so he took care of them, which is really nice. Not a fan of either of those things. If I had to deal with one of them, I'd rather deal with the spider. I cannot stand wasps, and killing them or trying to kill them is honestly so, I hate to use the word traumatizing because that's not the right word, but it's got those same vibes. Like, I just can't do it. Not because I care necessarily about the wasps. I know that they are important to the world. I just really don't like them, and I really don't like them. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Anyway, this is a knitting podcast. Normally this is either a knitting or weather podcast because I talk about the weather a lot, but since today's weather is relatively boring, we just opted for bugs. Sorry about that. As you do. So, also if you're interested, let's talk about ear piercings, shall we? Because I'm very excited about them. I really am so happy with how they turned out. So I already had my first and second holes on my earlobes done, and I got the third lobe on my right ear done, and then I got up here, I got my helix done, which I don't think you can see. I'm not going to get up super close and up into the camera, but we went to a tattoo parlor relatively near my parents in Eagle Vale, technically. I think the address is technically Vale. It's called Avanti Tattoo. It was very wonderful. Great experience, super wonderful. Things are healing nicely. It's been, it was a week on Friday, this past Friday, so I'm feeling very happy about that. Very fun. Fun fact about me, I got my ears pierced for the first time when I turned 13 for my 13th birthday, so I thought that it was very fun and fitting to have my ears pierced for my 30th birthday. And I went with my sister-in-law, who got her tragus pierced, and I went with my mom. She was there as well, and it was super fun. We had a nice little girls' day and had a very delightful lunch afterwards. It was really wonderful. So, fun memories. That was part of our Colorado trip, in addition to going to Maker and Stitch and eating cake and celebrating with my nephew who turned 5. So that's fun. Who also occasionally watches my podcast. So Jonas, if you're watching this, hi, I miss you. I have 3 finished objects. Now we'll finally get into the knitting. I do apologize. Before I left, I had some really grandiose plans. Also, how fun of a word is grandiose. I really enjoy throwing that into my vocabulary every now and again because it's fun to say. Grandiose. Very grandiose ideas of finishing sweaters in order to wear to Colorado, because obviously it's cold and snowy there. It's not cold and snowy. It's not even remotely cold here. So I have all these knitwear items to wear when I go and visit my parents, and I had really wanted to have a birthday sweater of sorts to potentially wear on my birthday, the day of, which ended up being very warm, but that's okay, to be expected. And then potentially to have special sweaters to wear when I was visiting my parents. I basically got it done. There was one. Where do we begin? Let me tell you that I did in fact pack a very damp sweater in my suitcase because I didn't finish it with enough time in order to let it dry, and it had been so humid, and even with my normal like tried and true blocking drying methods, it still was not dry. So I did in fact pack a damp sweater into my suitcase, which I'm not proud of. I don't think that was necessarily the best thing to do, but I really wanted my sweater and it worked. I did put it into a plastic grocery bag, so it was kind of protected from other things, and other things were protected from it. And then once we got to my parents', I laid it out in the sun. Their cat, Teddy, and my brother's cat, Moon, had a little party on it. It was great. I got some cute pictures. And it dried just fine. It was dry easily in a couple of hours, so it's that dry air, you know. We don't really have that here. But anyway, so that I did get to wear, and I actually wore a ton. And I wore to go get my ears pierced, and it was like my nice, like, ooh, this is my comfort knit right now. I'm so excited about this thing. It is a test knit. Sorry, let's give you more details. I'm just waffling on. This is a test knit for Samantha Gurin. It's called the Heritage Harbor. Yes, Heritage Harbor pullover, I believe. There's stripes, and yes, it comes out in March. I just like powered through this thing because 1, I was loving knitting it so much, and 2, I really wanted to wear it to my parents. So it is done, and I know that there's an end right here, and no one sees it when I wear it, so we're just going to just ignore it. But this is it. I'm just over the moon with how it turned out. This is a top favorite sweater of this year, and of course I did my various tubular sewn bind-offs. Everything is top down, so all of the edgings have this bind off, which is really nice, so they're all matching. I used Barocco Vintage, obviously, in these 2 purple colorways. We've got the light purple. I believe the light purple is called Iris, and I believe the darker purple is called Aubergine. Another fun word to say. Aubergine. It's also spelled very weird. I feel like aubergine is one of those things that you couldn't really sound it out very easily. I'm a big sounder out of words if I don't know how to spell them. Anyway, we're not talking about spelling. I did not like spelling in school. Anyway, I love this sweater so much. Like, it is so good. It is so good. It comes out in March, I believe, which when you watch this, it will be March already. So I'm not sure when exactly in March. I honestly don't know, but I'm done with it. So, and I've taken, or Sam took nice pictures for me, which is really great. They're in the snow. It's wonderful. It's all great. It was so blustery and cold when we took these pictures. And the dogs were out running around outside, which is very fun as well. So they're in the background in some of them. But anyway, this is, again, Heritage Harbor by Samantha Gurin. I use Barocco Vintage. Technically calls for a DK. The vintage is technically a worsted weight, but because of my gauge, and I think that vintage is on the lighter side of worsted, works out just fine. Created a beautiful fabric on gauge. Love it. Would make another one in a heartbeat. Like, I need more of these for sure. Like, new favorite thing. New favorite everyday sweater. Why can't it be cold here? I just want to wear these so much. Anyway, yes, I traveled with this stamp in my suitcase, but it did get done. And that's all that matters. I was, in fact, knitting this on my birthday. No, on Valentine's Day. Was I knitting it on my birthday? I don't remember. It doesn't matter though, because I still got it done, and that's all that really counts. I also finished, I did not finish one in time in regards to finishing it before we left, but I did finish it while there and blocked it and did take some pictures, which if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen. Everyone, this is finishing one of my first languishing whips, or another languishing whip for this year. This is my Pink Fizz cardigan, or it's not a cardigan, it's a pullover by Andrea Mowry. This is a, I don't know, like another top favorite thing of this year. I just cannot even. And I finished it literally the day before we left, and it was blocking and drying, and Sam and I took pictures of me wearing this like a couple hours before we left for the airport, so I had a finished object outfit and my airport outfit to change into and having to rearrange packing this. It was quite an ordeal. The things we do for knitwear pictures, you know? Finished object pictures, whatever it may be. Anyway, look at this lace. Can we even? This yarn, I used 2 yarns held together. It is the Fiber Company Meadow, which is like a gray color, and Farmer's Daughter's Fibers in a peachy pink color on the Mighty Mo base, in the dumpling colorway, I believe. And the Fiber Company, the colorway is called Straw, I believe, which we do in fact carry at Pearly Girls. So, just a heads up. Again, I have all these tubular bind-offs. I did not do the pattern, the sleeve to pattern. I did my own version of a sleeve. I think it's more gradual. I don't know if you'll be able to see the, yeah, you can't really see it. The sleeve itself is less fitted, and then I did a rapid decrease around right before the ribbing, and then did the ribbing. The sleeves are on the slightly long length, but that's okay. I know it's fine. It's literally just a sleeve. They're sleeves. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And when I'm wearing this in the climates that I will be wearing it in, I will prefer the sleeves to be longer. So it's really okay. It is bottom up. We have a split hem. One side, the back side is longer than the front side. You can see. And yeah, so the lace pattern is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's only charted. If you prefer written out instructions, just be aware. Is it very rewarding and satisfying? Yes. Is it difficult and you really have to be able to read your knitting and know what you're doing? Also yes. Also yes. That being said, I don't want to deter you from trying this out. Just keep in mind this is a very intense and beautiful lace pattern. It's just a lot going on. Worth it. So worth it. I started this in 2021 and now it's done. So we've got a good progress going for my languishing whips. I had my Feel Good shawl, which I did bring and I did wear a lot. Helped my mom work on her Feel Good shawl. She's working on one too. This is a languishing whip. I am also working on another languishing whip potentially for the month of March, which is really exciting. I don't have any set goals for finishing languishing whips throughout the year, month-wise, but I do like the idea. Depends on my mood. We will see. Next up, my final finish object. Just got released. So again, if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, what are you doing? You're really missing out on a lot of things that go on in my life. Because I'm sure you're just dying to know. No, you don't have to follow me on Instagram, but I do post a lot of what I do when I'm not recording. So if you're interested, and also pictures of finished objects will be there. They're also on my Ravelry page if you prefer that. But I finished Easy on the Eyelets, and no, my ends are not woven in, but no one has to know that when I wear it. So we're just gonna ignore them. This is a test knit, or this was a test knit for Casey of Casey Knits. I actually got to test knit the asymmetrical version of this shawl, which is all eyelets on me. This is Easy on the Eyelets. It is a crescent shape. Uses one skein of fingering weight that's around 463 yards. Of course, you can adjust it. It's easily adjustable. You can add yarn to it. I know some testers added yarns to their bind-offs. I believe I did in fact. Oh, I'm sorry, I was showing you the wrong side. That's my bad. That's the nice thing about this is that it looks nice both sides. This final section, I think I omitted maybe 2 eyelet rows, 3 eyelet rows, because I was also running out of yarn and needed enough yarn for my I-cord bind off. I finished this. I finished the eyelet section waiting for our flight to Houston on Tuesday. Last Tuesday, and then finished the I-cord bind off on the plane. So it was great. It was a great time, and it's just a wonderful throw-on shawl. It's really nice to have these kinds of patterns in your back pocket if you are traveling anywhere, if you're shopping at like a new store or something, and if you're just like, I would like to get this one skein of fingering weight. And then you have patterns like this that just really allow those types of yarns to shine. I used Cat Sandwich Fibers, which is my one and only skein of their yarn. It's in the colorway Cookies with many O's. So cookies. I'm assuming it has to do with Cookie Monster based off of the blue and yellow, but I honestly don't know. Great yarn, amazing yarn to work with, but my point is that 2023 for me, and I think I did this in 2022 for the most part, or maybe closer to the end of 2022, but I really want to be able to use the nice things that I have, because I don't want to like save the nice things that I have, save the nice yarn that I have, and like never use it. This was a nice skein of yarn. I had saved it for a really long time, and I decided that this was going to be it, and it was going to be amazing. Of course, it is amazing. It will always be amazing. And yeah. So here's, I don't know, pro tip. Use your nice yarn. Make it work. You'll love it. You got it because it was nice. You got it because you love it. So use it. And it will love you too, because it loves being used. Anyway, you should go get this pattern. I believe currently, well, I think the pattern sale actually may be over by the time this podcast goes up. But I do believe that Casey is actually having a knit along. I don't know when it's starting or when it's ending, but I did see a post from her talking about how she's having a knit along, so you should check out her patterns. This is, again, Easy on the Eyelets. Go show this pattern some love, her other pattern some love. She's wonderful. Would highly recommend. It's great for those single skeins that we have. Combine some 2 colors, 2 half skeins. Get crazy with color. Super fun time. Love it. I believe it's time for a coffee break, so let's reconvene in a hot second. Okie dokie. I had a nice little break. it was not really a break for you, but we are just going to continue on because of the magic of editing. Anyway, so what should we show you first? This, I honestly don't remember how much work I got done on this before we left. This was this is what I really wanted my birthday sweater to be. I had such high hopes. It's like, this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. And it was just impossible. This is my Venia, B-E-N-I-A, Venia, by Isabel Kramer. I suppose I really could and should look it up how it's said, but I always forget. This is a top-down sweater with some cables and slip stitches in the front. I am in love with this and how it's turning out. I am so over the moon. This yarn I got from Maker and Stitch. It is Isseyar's Highland wool in this like oatmeal colorway, and also this navy mohair from Shibui, who are now out of business, but any mohair would work. So there are people walking by because it's such a nice day and it's very distracting. I love this so much. Like, I cannot even. We're just really hitting all these home runs, hitting it out of the park, hitting home runs out of the park, with sweaters at the beginning of the year, which is really amazing. Even though the Pink Fizz technically was cast on in 2021, still a finish object for this year. Still love it. So what other sweaters did I finish? I finished the throwover. I honestly think the Heritage Harbor one, Pink Fizz, and whenever I get this done, I think are going to be up there in my top favorites. Top favorites. And I'm not going to be able to wear them here and for a long time because it's going to get really warm. Our lows are kind of low, but I'm not going out wearing my sweaters at 3 in the morning when it's the low. Anyway, that would be weird, but funny. The things we do for our knitting, right, are wearing our knitwear. Anyway, why do I live in a warm climate? I love this sweater. This is some very interesting construction because you start at the neck and you increase every single row. You have a rapid increase along the shoulder line. So you can kind of see right there, that's the shoulder line, and then you divide, you knit your holes, basically. You join everything back in the round, knit your body, bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle. Is it Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt? Is that, I think I heard that or saw that recently. I was like, oh, there's more to that saying, which I know I had heard before, but I had completely forgotten. Tangent. So yes, I'm working on the front, the back. I don't know. I do believe there are short rows in here. I just don't. I think it's the front because that's higher up than the back. So yeah, I really love this. It is so amazing. And yeah, just with the yarn and these little slipped stitch cables and everything, I think the texture is just going to be so amazing and I cannot wait to wear it. Love it. Venia, I don't know, by Isabel Kramer. We're on an Isabel Kramer kick, as you'll soon find out. Shame, no shame. Shame, no shame. No shame. No, 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 no. We're big Isabel Kramer stands here. Love her patterns. So next up, won't go over the next Isabel Kramer pattern I have on my needles. This is a test knit for Alicia Plummer. This is currently unnamed. I have made a good amount of progress. I did not bring this with me. Oh no, that's not true. I did bring this with me to Colorado, and I did work on it a little bit, and I realized I made a mistake and had to rip it all out when I got home. So, I am past where I made the mistake now, so it's all fine and good, but it was not a happy moment. Anyway, here's what I have so far. I'm so close to being done with these increases, which doesn't look like I'm close to being done with anything, but if you get the pattern, when you see the pattern, I feel like I'm marathon knitting right now, and it's a lot. It is a lot of cabling. But I have the pattern memorized. It's all fine. I just set my timer. It's okay. Depending on the row, I can either get 2 rows or 1 row in my 30 minutes, which honestly I think is really great. I think that's wonderful considering how long these rows are and the cabling and the increasing. So close. This actually has a similar construction to the Venia sweater in that, so that one was top down. This one is actually bottom up, so you knit the bottom and you do some dolman increasing and shaping, and then you separate, you knit the front and the back, and you join to get back together in the round. Bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. And yes, so according to the testing thread, everyone who has made it past the increases are like, wow, we are flying with this thing now. So I'm holding on to that bit of information with dear life. I feel a little behind. I honestly don't really know what all is going on. But that's okay. The yarn I'm using I got from Maker and Stitch actually for another project, but that ended up not being as good a plan for me. So we repurposed. It is turning into this. This is Calborn Woolens Scout, excuse me, in this gray colorway. Beautiful. I love this yarn. I would love to knit literally anything and everything out of this yarn. Also Camper, which I believe is the fingering weight version. This is technically like a sport, very light DK weight yarn, I would say, depending on your gauge. I love it so much. Love it. So yes, this looks like nothing. It looks like, it does look like the bottom of a sweater, but a very odd sweater. Anyway, you can see these needles are crammed, and should I put them on longer needles? Yes. Are they available to me and not being used by other projects? No. They are all unavailable. So we're just making do with what we have with this 32-inch, and again, once I'm past my increases, I will be flying. It will be all fine. So on my second skein, feel pretty good about that. Got these honeycomb cables and cable panels on the side. Cables are on the front and the back. It's gonna be gorgeous. Like, this is gonna be another one of those like, wow, I did that moments. Which is just really exciting. I love doing that kind of thing. That this really stretches my, it's not hard necessarily, it's just a lot. Like, it's a lot. Same thing with the Pink Fizz. Like, it's not technically difficult. Like, I don't find it really, really hard. I've learned things. Same thing with the Pink Fizz. I've learned things, and I'm now really good at those things because I'm doing them so often. But it's just, it's like I said, it's a marathon knit. It's just a lot, and it's gonna be amazing. Moving right along let's talk about this next. This is my new languishing whip project that I pulled out from the mess that is behind this chair of all my projects. This is living in a pineapple yarn bag that I love ever so dearly. It's so happy, it's springy, flamingo-y. This yarn is also from Maker and Stitch. You may see a trend. I do love it. I'm not close to them though, so I love a lot of yarn stores. I specifically love Pearly Girls, obviously because I work there and I love the people, and I love Maker and Stitch and a lot of other ones, but those two are like top tier. Anyway, this is Nightshades from Harrisville Designs. Don't remember which particular Nightshades this is, but it does have some gray to it, maybe static, if I remember correctly. Oh, wouldn't you know it, I have a ball band in here. Am I right? Ah, it is static. Look at me go. I'm so good. How did I remember that? I don't know. But I did. And then questioned myself. Anyway, this is also a languishing whip. I don't remember when I cast this on. This was definitely in 2022, I think. Anyway, this is another Isabel Kramer pattern and another name that I don't know how to pronounce. This is the E-L-A-H cardigan. This is knit top down. We've got a very interesting construction, applied edging along the fronts, no buttons, although I suppose I could add buttons if I wanted to, and then these lace panels on either side. And again, I'm just setting my timer. I can get, because of the gauge, this is like a heavy DK worsted, I would think. I think I'm knitting it on like an 8, 7? On an 8. Within my 30 minutes with the gauge, I can knit around an inch if I'm lucky. And I believe I've got 3 inches left. So, feeling pretty good about that on the body before I start the ribbing. Sleeves are super plain. After that, I'm done. I am done. So excited. I love this yarn so much. It's so squishy. It's so woolly. It smells so good. It's covered in cat hair. It smells so good. I love it so much. It's so woolly. I knit, this is my second thing out of the, technically Daylights, but it's the same yarn, it's just the lighter version. My test knit that I did for Thea Coleman last year, what was it called? I can't remember, but it was like a pullover, and it had like a cable, little mini cable pattern to it, and I did it out of my Daylights, also from Maker and Stitch, and I love it. It wears so well. It's so squishy. It's so soft. I love the woolly goodness. And we love a good cardigan. Learning to style cardigans more in my wardrobe. Like, I added buttons finally to my Gramps cardigan, and now I can wear it like a pullover, and it's great. You know? I probably should put this in a bigger bag, but it's been in this bag for so long. And it's fine. It's fine. So next up, I'm going to show you my new birthday cast on that I got yarn for at Maker and Stitch. This most recent time, surprise, surprise, it's from Maker and Stitch. We love them though, so it's all wonderful. And then I'm going to show you my bubble cardigan, what I have so far, because that's like the piece de resistance. It is the most beautiful, all I could ever imagine what I would want in a bubble cardigan. I just even, but we'll save that oohing and awing for when we actually do it. Living in a Bag from Rose and Seams. Another springtime vibe. Spring flowers, May showers, April showers, spring, May flowers, that's it. Yes. In here is actually quite a springy color. I have this green, which, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this green. It makes me so happy. I'm knitting another cardigan because I'm so excited about cardigans. Wow, and the bubble cardigan. Wow, we're just... I talk about how I never wear cardigans and then watch me make mostly cardigans this year. I'm learning how to style them in what I wear. It's all good, it's all good. Can we even... So, the details. What is this cardigan? This cardigan is the Linden cardigan by Melanie of Bemandarins on Instagram. She has quite a few patterns that I've had in my queue for forever. I did a little bit of testing for her 2019, 2018, long time ago. I love her vibe. Like, her style and aesthetic and vibe is just so good. I've had this cardigan in my queue ever since it came out. It was just, again, the vibe that I wanted. And so squishy. If you can see, it's garter stitch with these off-centered slip stitches. And yes, I messed up at the bottom, and no, I'm not taking it out. I just got carried away and forgot I was doing garter stitch. But that's okay, no one's gonna notice. But now you notice because I pointed it out, but it's okay. Similar to ends being woven in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I thought about if it would bother me, and it's not gonna bother me, so... I love this yarn so much. This is the Fiber Company's Erin Moore Light, purchased from Maker and Stitch. This was a birthday present from my parents. It takes 3 skeins. That's what I have. This is, do we have a colorway name? The colorway name is Shamrock. Are we surprised? No. Hello. What are you beeping at? I don't see anybody that is beeping at anybody else. Oh well. I love this color. I used to have quite a few things in this color, and it was one of those things that I always got compliments when I wore this color. I had a pair of earrings that I really loved that were this color, and maybe 1 or 2 like fancy tops, and I always felt amazing in this color. And I don't know why I don't have more of this color in my wardrobe, but like it goes really well with my coloring and my hair color and my eyes, and I'm gonna have it as a sweater, and it's gonna be a cardigan. It's a v-neck. I'm thinking wooden buttons. So excited. So excited. Anyway, I'm just piddling along. I'm having such a fun time doing this little slip stitch pattern. Super easy. Making buttonholes as I go. Setting my timers. Rotating through. The Linden cardigan by Melody of Bemandarins. If you don't follow her on Instagram, I think you really need to. If you like that, just kind of like hygge, cottagecore, living in the country cozy vibes. So good. She knits the most woolly things, and it's like, I want to knit woolly things too. But I can't. Not like you can. Anyway. Just me being whiny. Anyway, I love this. I'm so excited about this. Also, I'm using my surprise, a Little Bitty Delights Progress Keeper. I believe this is like an apple cider stitch marker that was part of a Rhinebeck collection collab thing that she did a couple years ago with Holly something dye works. So I love using that. I think it looks really nice with the green, if I do say so myself. And it is what I had available when I cast it on with my mom. Because we went and had a fun time, sat and chatted with some of the local knitters, which was so much fun. I love getting to meet other knitters like that in that kind of environment, in that kind of situation. It's just so nice. It's so nice. And then we cast on. And then the next day we just had a knitting day, and it was so nice. It was so nice. It was snowy. It was windy. It was cozy. We drank a lot of tea. We watched some Vera. It was great. I love Vera. And I love knitting with my mom. Anyway, so everyone, now we've come to the point of the episode where we talk about the thing that I am most excited about. I understand I have expressed excitement over all these things. Don't get me wrong, I am so excited about all those things. Just so excited. This thing, I have no words. I have no words. It's one of those things where I have a hair. Sorry, that was stuck to my lip gloss. It is one of those most satisfying and just exciting and joy-inducing things when you have an image of something in your mind and you think about it for a really long time and you work to put those things, those ideas together to kind of make that idea come to life. And it takes a really long time because you don't like making decisions. And then you start doing it to celebrate something big, and it is better than you could have ever imagined. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So everyone, please welcome my bubble cardigan that looks like nothing, but it's still my bubble cardigan, to the chat. Hello. Oh my goodness. Can we even? Can we even? Like, what the poop? What the poop? This is just so amazing. I cannot even begin to tell you my excitement. So exciting. My nose started running randomly. I'm having such a fun time. It's so amazing, and I love working on it, and I didn't bring every single ball of yarn over here to show you because they're all lined up nicely on the couch, and I didn't want to disrupt the mojo that I had going on. But anyway, so these are the two fronts. Looks kind of weird. Yeah, it does. But these are the two fronts. This is how it's gonna go. This is the shoulders. Oh, it like looks like a sweater. So exciting. And then once I'm done with this front, which is obviously on the needles, I'll put them both on a holder and I'll pick up along the back and do the back, and then I will put all of them together to make the full body. All from this I-cord. What? me so excited. We love a good I-cord. It is so amazing. I cannot even. Like, and I know that these are not everybody's cup of tea, these colors, but together, and somehow the order that I picked was just like, what? I am just over the moon. I could not have asked for a better bubble cardigan. Most of this yarn is from Diane of Suburban Stitcher. And two of these colorways are from Heather of Heathered Handmaids. I did some sample knitting for Diane 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Yes. And the yarn was my payment in return for the sample, which is really just so amazing, and I finally picked all my colors, and I'm just so over the moon. I can't even. Sorry for not having more eloquent words to say about that, but I am just so over the moon. I don't have a Ravelry project page made for that yet, but when I do, I'm going to include all of the colorway names, so don't worry about that. It will all be available. It also doesn't have to be within, so he calls for 7, I'm using 8 technically. You can use as many or as few as you want. It's a nice thing. You can stash dive. Like, that was also one of my plans for if I didn't come up with this type of palette. Oh, my move goal has been achieved. Waving my hands around so much. I think a stashed version would be amazing. I also think a cropped version would be super cute, but this is going to be oversized and snuggly, and I am so freaking excited. My bubble cardigan is finally happening. I'm so excited. So I have nothing else to show you because we saved the best for last, in my opinion. And on that, I'm gonna leave you on this high of emotions based off of the knitting of the bubble cardigan. I don't have the dryer going. I don't have to edit out the beeps. I'm so excited. The air conditioner's just turned on so I can feel a nice breeze. It's very warm in here. A plethora of emotions right now. Anyway. I have show notes, I have social media, tech editing, yarn store information, all the things will be all the various places. If you have any questions, if I happen to forget anything, or if you just want to say hi, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I also just realized I do have a new test knit coming. I don't have yarn for it yet. I'm still figuring that out. I'm very excited about it, and we'll definitely have progress to show you next time we chat. And I'm very excited. And who is it by? Surprise, surprise, Isabel Kramer. We love her so much. Anyway, still need to figure out my yarn for that, but that's okay. Need to think about it. Use the yarn noggin. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate everyone being flexible with my every other and then my 3-week break. I appreciate people being flexible and understanding the recording schedule and all that kind of stuff. I know that it's nice to have things like every week, but it is really alleviated a lot of stress basically off of me in regards to recording and having content. It's so much easier doing it every other week because then I have more to show you all. And I'm so excited to show it to you all. And I'm way more excited to do this and record and talk to you all in the comments because I love chatting with you all. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had a wonderful past couple of weeks. You continue to have a wonderful next couple of weeks, and hope your crafty plans, that they are so successful. I've got plenty of crafty plans. Set those timers, people. That was one thing my mom and I did when we had our day of knitting. I just set a timer and we rotated every 30 minutes. And it's really great if you have like a watch, like an Apple Watch. If you have a regular watch, if you have an Apple Watch or any kind of smart watch that you can set timers on, it's really nice because then the alarm doesn't obviously bother anybody. I would set phone alarms, and my knitting alarm sound was the duck sound. I don't know why. I could have changed it. I never did. But that can bother some people, so, and obviously I couldn't do that at work, because that would be weird. But having it silently vibrating and letting me know that my timer is up and I can switch my projects, that's really convenient, and I get so much done that way. If you've never tried it that way, I would recommend giving it a try. If you're really wanting to like sit down and crank through some projects, set a timer. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes, could be more, could be less, whatever fits your process of knitting. The amount of TV shows that you have, the length of the TV shows or movies that you have, whatever it may be, you make it work for you. Pro tip. Anyway, thanks so much for being you. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being my friends. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. You are wonderful. You are enough. Happy crafting, whatever that craft may be, knitting, crocheting. I have so many crocheting ideas bopping around in my head right now. That's a whole other subject. So maybe we'll talk about that next time, but I don't know. We will see, we will see. Anyway, with all that being said, I will see you all next week. Bye!